Our Bible chapter 35 talks about, "Great is the Lord of David. Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me." Meaning that David's asking, God, fight against those people who come against me. It says, fight against those who fight against me, like I just said. Take hold of shield and buckler and rise for my help. Draw the spear and javelin against my pursuers. David's saying, God, go out and kill my enemies, pretty much. And God does. So draw the spear and javelin against my pursuers. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. Let them be put to shame and dishonor who seek after my life. So, David's saying to God, God, please go out and wipe out my enemies, and please put them to shame and dishonor them. Let them be turned back and disappointed who devise evil against me. So those who come against God's children will be put to shame, and they will be destroyed. There you go. Let them be like chaff before the wind, and with the angel of the Lord, God himself, Jesus Christ, driving them away. So, Jesus, drives away the enemies of his children. He comes against, Jesus, who is God, of course, comes against those who comes against his children. Just like a loving father does. Let their way be dark and slippery. David's saying, God, just let their ways be dark and slippery. Let them fall into their own traps, pretty much. With the angel of the Lord pursuing them. Of course, Jesus, who is God, pursues after his children and his enemies. So, God pursues after his enemies. He attacks them. For without cause they hid their net for me. Without cause they dug a pit for my life. Let destruction come upon them. It says, let destruction come upon him when he does not know it. Meaning, David's saying, God destroy them when they least suspect it. And let the net that he hid ensnare him, and let him fall into it to his destruction. Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord, exulting in his salvation. Actually, what I was talking about is rejoice whenever your enemies come against you, and they don't succeed. And of course, they won't succeed because God's going to protect his child. Well, God will protect his child. What David's saying here is, he says, "Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord, exulting in his salvation." Meaning that he's saying, when your enemies are destroyed by God, rejoice. Rejoice that God has protected you and he has destroyed your enemies. Rejoice. All my bones shall say, O Lord, who is like you, delivering the poor from him who is too young. Or it says, it says in verse 10, all my bones shall say, O Lord, who is like you, delivering the poor from him who is too strong for him, the poor and needy from him who robs him. Malicious witnesses rise up, or false witnesses rise up. They ask me of things that I do not know. They repay me evil for good. My soul is bereft. It says, my soul is troubled, pretty much. But I, when they were sick, I wore sackcloth. I afflicted myself with fasting. I prayed with head bowed on my chest. I went about as though I grieved for my friend or my brother. As one who lamentates or cries to his mother, I bowed down in the morning. So David's saying, is, I've done all this stuff for these people, and look what they've done. They stabbed me in the back, pretty much. David's gotten tired of it. David's like, God, take care of them. I can't do this. He's like, God, you want to take care of them. I can't put up with it no more, pretty much. It says, but at my stumbling they rejoiced and gathered. They gathered together against me. Wretches whom I did not know tore at me without ceasing. Like profane mockers at a feast, they gnashed at me with their teeth. David's enemies kind of coming against him and are attacking him, pretty much. And they're accusing him of stuff that he didn't do. They're just bashing him. And David's like, God, just destroy them once for all and get them out of my life. And God does, of course. It says, how long, O Lord, will you look on? Rescue me from their destruction, my precious life from the lions. I will thank you in the great congregation. In the mighty throng I will praise you. Let not those rejoice over me who are wrongfully my foes. David's saying, God, please don't let my foes rejoice over me. Saying, destroy them. David's saying, I don't want them to rejoice over attacking me. David's saying, destroy them, God. Let them be gone once and for all. And let not those wink the eye who hate me without cause. For they do not speak peace. But against those who are quiet in the land, they devise words of deceit or lies. They open wide their mouths against me. They say, aha, aha, our eyes have seen it. So they're falsely accusing David of things he didn't even do. And David's getting tired of it. He's saying, God, destroy them. I'm done. I'm done, trying to help them. I'm done with it. Destroy them. God, get them out of my life once and for all, pretty much. Ye have seen, O Lord, be not silent. O Lord, be not far from me. Awake and rouse yourself for my vindication, for my cause, my God and my Lord. Vindicate me, O Lord, my God, according to your righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, aha, our heart's desires. Or says, aha, our heart's desire. Let them not say, we have swallowed him up. Let them be put to shame and disappointed altogether who rejoice at my calamity. David saying, God, destroy my enemies, put them to shame, just let them be done with. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor, who magnify themselves against me, or who are prideful. These enemies of David are very prideful, and they hate David because he's serving the Lord God Jesus Christ, and his enemies know it. So David's saying, you know what, God, he's saying, David's saying to God, please destroy them, God. They keep attacking me. I just want them gone. Just destroy them once and for all. God hates pride as well, so of course God will destroy your pride. As we see here. Let those who delight in my righteousness shout for joy and be glad, and say evermore, great is the Lord who delights in the welfare of his servant. Then my tongue shall tell of your righteousness and of your praise all the day long. 35 is pretty simple. God protects his children, destroys his enemies. Pretty much it. David's just saying how great is God for God to protect, him and destroy David's enemies. That's an awesome God. It's a loving God. For God to love you, for God to protect you. If you're saved, for God to love and protect you from your enemies, and then God goes out, pursues your enemies, and even destroys your enemies. That's a loving, wonderful Father who will protect his child no matter what. Amen. So 35 about how great God is, and I'll be back with 36 here shortly.